Well, hello there. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to today's video, which is going to be, well, a bit of a ranty one, if I'm honest. I hadn't planned to make this video at all, but something happened this morning that really annoyed me. And I thought I just have to come on and speak to all you people about it because I need to get it off my chest, frankly. And you never know, some of these things might have happened to you as well. So I thought we can all just come together, bit of a support group situation and discuss all of our frustrations and all of our little niggly things that just drive us mad. And you never know, it might help. Talking is good, isn't it? So, if you've seen any of my recent videos, you are probably under the impression that I really like drugstore makeup. You know, the drugstore, the more affordable makeup products. And on the whole, I do. I never used to. Back in the olden days, I was very much a high-end person. But in recent times, I have tried a few more bits and bobs from the drugstore, and they've really impressed me. So yeah, I do. I love it. But there are a few little niggly things that if they could just sort these things out, the drugstore would be amazing. It would be perfect. And I don't think I would have the need to shop the high-end brands anymore if just these few little things could be sorted out. So I've got five things, actually, five specific things that I'm going to talk about today. And the first one is to do with foundations and concealers, and it's about the shade ranges. um Drugstore foundations, the formulas have really improved in recent years, and I think they're great, but they are still lacking shades to suit everybody. I think L'Oreal can be quite good. Their True Match range is quite good, and I think NYX are quite good, but everybody else, I think, has quite a long way to go in terms of enough very light shades, medium shades, and enough deep dark shades. There just aren't enough. And even if there are, the undertones can be a bit off. And I mean, somebody like me, you can see what colour my skin is. I'm a sort of fair to light skinned person, and I struggle at the drugstore to find shades that suit me. And we're shopping these brands because we want to save a bit of money, don't we? We don't always want to spend the high prices of the high-end brands. So, if we just take e.l.f., for example, their Soft Glam foundation came out, didn't it, a few years ago, this one. Excuse me. And I really like it. I think it has a lovely smooth finish on my skin. It's got a decent amount of coverage, and I think it's a good one. But the problem with this is that I just could not get a shade that matched my skin as much as I want it to. And so because of that, I ended up buying another one. And even then, it wasn't quite right and it was annoying me. But because I liked the formula, I really wanted to get one that was a perfect match and that I could wear. So guess what? I got another one, didn't I? And all of a sudden, I've bought three of these now. And when we go to e.l.f. because we want to get an affordable product, we don't want to spend loads of money, but if we're having to buy two or three foundations, all of a sudden I could have just bought one foundation from Lancome or Estee Lauder or one of the high-end brands, and I would have had it colour matched at the counter and it would have been my exact shade. So there you go, colour selections of foundations. Likewise, Maybelline, this one from Maybelline, I like it. Lumi Matte, nice soft matte finish, which if you know me, you'll know I love it. Well, same situation. Whoa, sorry about that. Same situation. I've actually got three of these as well. I've got 108, I've got 128, and I've got 115. And it's just, it all adds up, doesn't it? And I'm just really annoyed that none of these my shade. And okay, I can mix like a little bit of this with a little bit of this and then a little pinch of this at the end and make this sort of cocktail, and it's still not right. You know, and even if one day I get the mix just right and it is perfect, I can't repeat that again the next day, can I? So it's just so annoying. And even more recently with the NYX, with this one, I've got two of these as well because I couldn't find my shade. So that's really annoying. And in drugstores, well, makeup generally in the UK, you can't return it. I know you can in America, can't you, and some other countries, but we can't return it here. Once we've opened it, once that seal has been broken, you can't return it. And okay, we have testers in the stores. So the idea is we're supposed to be able to test them, you know, on our hands. But there's only so much you can do yourself when you're doing that on yourself. And the drugstore brands don't always have a person there that can assist you and that can help you in the way that the higher end brands do. So, you know, if one day you're there and you're on your own and, you know, you might not have your glasses on and you might not be able to see what you're doing, and, you know, there might not be a mirror there, or the lighting in the shop might be off and you need to go outside. There's just reasons why it's easy to not get your colour match right. So there you go. That really annoys me. Let me know, do you have this same problem yourselves? The next thing I'm going to talk about in terms of a problem with drugstore makeup is the packaging. And the whole reason why I'm doing this video today is, if you saw my recent video on products under £5, you'll know that I found some really, really excellent products that I really did like. And the powder that I used to set my makeup in that video was this all matte powder from Catrice. Well, this morning I went to use this, didn't I? And look, the lid broke off. And I've still got loads of powder left on this, and now the lid's broke off. So what am I supposed to do? You know, I mean, I could get my husband to have a look at it, get his toolbox out and see if he could fix it. But I mean, that is just so annoying because I haven't had it for that long and there's still loads of product left inside it. So that was the reason why I just thought, right, that's it. I'm going to do a video about this because I don't know who watches my videos. I mean, I pretty much know who the bulk of my subscribers are because you talk to me in the comments and we have a chat and it's really nice. But you never know who else might be watching, you know? I don't suppose for 1 minute anybody from Catrice is watching my videos. But you never know, you never know. So if you out there watching this video has anything to do with drugstore makeup or any of these issues that I'm talking about, if there's anything you can do about it, please do, because, you know, drugstore prices are creeping up and up and up and up all the time, aren't they? And if we're not getting that value for money that we want when we're purchasing a product, then we're not going to buy from your brand anymore. We're just not. And when packaging breaks after just a few uses, it's not good enough, is it? And another one that really upset me as well was by the brand MUA. You can buy them in Superdrug. Really, really beautiful eyeshadow palettes. These little £5 palettes, gorgeous. This one is in the shade, what is it, Neutral Wonderlust, and I've had this for a while now, and this lid broke off quite a while ago, and I've just been storing it flat in a drawer, and I've just been placing the lid back on it whenever I use it. But it means I can't keep this in the makeup bag. I can't travel with this. I could, you know, if I went away for a weekend or something, I couldn't take this with me. And it's a beautiful palette. The quality of these shadows is gorgeous. And it's really sad, isn't it? You know, and I don't mind if drugstore packaging is on the plainer side. I don't mind if, you know, compacts don't always have a mirror, do they? I don't mind that. I don't want my packaging to be all sparkles and glitter and, you know, Charlotte Tilbury fanciness. I don't expect that. But I do expect compacts not to break after just a few uses. So there's that. And I'm really worried about this blush, this Catrice blush I really like. But the packaging is similar to that powder. It's quite flimsy packaging. So I'm a bit worried about this. So I'm having to treat it really, really carefully. So you've got that. The other thing about packaging that annoys me is, have you ever bought an eyeliner or an eyebrow pencil or even a mascara, something quite thin like this? And they often come with that cellophane wrapper, don't they? Wrapped around it. And sometimes it's not too bad because sometimes they have that little dotted perforated line, don't they? And we can get the end and we can pull it and it all comes off, and that's lovely. But sometimes you don't get that perforated line and it's just wrapped in cellophane all the way down. And there's just no way without breaking all of your nails that you can get into this. And even if you take scissors to it or a knife, sometimes I've taken a knife to things like this and I've tried to get the end in under the cellophane at the top, and then I've tried to pull it down with my nail, and I broke a knife once. I broke a knife. I bent the tip of a knife trying to get in to an eyeliner. And it's not worth it, is it? And the amount of nail, no, look, my nails are not, I don't have fancy manicures because getting into all of these products just ruins my nails. I think, what's the point? Anyway, I did eventually get into this, but it took me loads of goes because I just lost patience with it. And the amount of them, you just throw them away, don't you? Because you can't get into them and it's really annoying. So there's that as well. The third problem that I have with drugstore packaging pertains to loose powders. Now, this is a beautiful loose powder. It's by Number 7. See, the outer packaging looks lovely, doesn't it? What's it called? It's their Pro Artist Set the Scene Loose Setting Powder. Beautiful powder. But I don't use this anymore. And the reason I don't use it anymore is because when you open it, you get a cloud of dust. I don't know if you could see that then, but there was a cloud of dust in real life. And it's just all in there. And, you know, if I breathe on it or anything like that, it's all over my table. And I'm actually quite scared of what's going to happen. So I'm going to put the lid back on it before anything goes wrong. But, it's everywhere. It's all in the air. And why couldn't they put in one of those sifters? Do you know what I mean? I call them a sifter. I don't know if that's their real name, but one of those things that you turn that closes off the holes. I don't know why they can't put one of those in. And it's not just Number 7. I've got this one from Rimmel as well. This Match Perfection loose powder. Again, lovely, lovely powder. Really nice. But this packaging, this lid feels like it might break soon as well. I mean, at least Rimmel do give you this powder puff. But again, it's all just there. And there's no way of closing it off. And I'm scared. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're already dressed before you do your makeup. It's stressful. It's stressful, and I don't feel like that. Look, it's not sealing. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. So that's rubbish, isn't it? That's going to break soon. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, so let's move on, shall we? And the next thing that annoys me about drugstore makeup is the inconsistency. So sometimes you can have a product that it doesn't seem to have much pigment to it. And I'm really thinking about blushes here. And the one that I'm going to use as an example. Look, I've got powder all over the flipping table. Oh my God. Anyway, the blush, sorry. The blush that I'm going to use as an example of one that doesn't have very much pigment is actually by Kiko. And I do count Kiko as being a drugstore brand. But this blush, look, lovely colour, lovely, nice peachy colour. But the problem is, I just don't get any payoff, really. I mean, there's nothing there, is there? And it's just, where is it? Where is it? There's nothing there. So that's disappointing. I mean, the packaging's lovely and you get a mirror. So, you know, you can't ask for everything, can you? And on the other hand, some drugstore blushes seem to have loads of pigment and you really, really need to be careful with them. And I'm thinking of these NYX Buttermelt blushes. And incidentally, this came with a big sticker across it as well. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually really dirty because it left sticky, you know, it left sticky on it. So this has been picking up all of the dirt and all of the grime, which I don't like. There you go. That's a side issue. But my main issue with this is just how very pigmented it is. Now, personally, I love it because I do really, really like a very blushy look. But I know not everybody does. And the amount of pigment you get from these, I mean, look at that on my finger already. It's just, it's really, really out there. And if you don't have a big sort of sparse fluffy brush, you might struggle to blend this. So, you know, it's just, there's an inconsistency, isn't there, with drugstore blushes in terms of pigment and how much you get or how much you don't get. Likewise, I got this product from NYX, one of their Fat Cheeks liquid blushes. And I love NYX. I love NYX as a brand. There's a lot of their products that I've had in my collection for a while and I use them regularly and I really like them. And last year in the summer, when everybody seemed to be bringing out liquid blushes, I got quite into them and I found quite a few that I really liked. So when NYX brought this one out in this lovely sort of cool toned pink, I got quite excited. But the thing is, you put it on and you think, oh yeah, lovely. When I blend this out, it's going to be really, really nice. So you blend it out, and it just, after a while, it just disappears. And I can see it on my face for about half an hour or so. But then it's just gone and the pigment doesn't last on my cheeks. And that was really disappointing because I really liked the colour. But as I say, other NYX products are really nice. So again, it's that inconsistency. And along those same lines as well, eyeshadows can be just as bad. And I'm going to talk about e.l.f. now. And as you know, I love e.l.f. There's loads of e.l.f. products that I really, really like. And in terms of their eyeshadows, I really, really like these, the little bite-sized quads, lovely. Even these, what are these called? The 10, Keep It Ethereal, this one's called. But these, lovely. However, a while ago, I bought one of these. And what is this called? Fine as Fleck Glitter Eyeshadow. And this was so disappointing. And I was at the stage where I was thinking I could trust e.l.f. for eyeshadows. You know, they know what they're doing with eyeshadows. And this one, I mean, it's fine as if I just wanted a sheer wash of colour. But this describes itself as being a glitter eyeshadow, like a full-on sparkle glitter eyeshadow. And it's just not. Let me show you. Now look at that. You can see a bit of colour, can't you? You can see a bit of colour. But that's all. It's just giving me colour, isn't it? And if I put some, find a clean bit of hand here, that is just giving me a little bit of colour, if you can even see it at all. Fine as Fleck. But it's, look, Fine as Fleck glitter eyeshadow. It calls itself a glitter eyeshadow. And I've seen other people on the internet reviewing these saying how amazing they are. And it gives you that lovely sort of shiny foiled eyeshadow look. And it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I was really disappointed with this. So, I mean, if you want to buy eyeshadows from e.l.f., get these if you want. I think these are really good, but stay away from these. Unless this one is just a dud. You know, they might have other shades that perform better than this one. What is the shade on this? Oh, hang on, need to get the old spectacles on, keep them on, shouldn't I? Tantalize, this is called. So there, disappointed with that. And finally, we're getting to the end now of this rant. Drugstore mascaras. Yeah, I'm going to attack drugstore mascaras next. But as you might know, my all-time favourite mascara is from the drugstore. And it's by L'Oreal. And it's the Panorama Mascara in All Night Black. This is my favourite mascara. It does everything I want it to do. Okay. But the thing that annoys me about it is that it doesn't have that click when you fasten it. Now, do you know what I mean when I talk about it? So you lift it out, gorgeous, lovely mascara, you put it back in, you twist it, and there's no click. It just sort of stops. And the same with this one. I've got this one from NYX, this On the Rise. It's good mascara, but then when you go to put it away, there's no click. It just stops. So you're never really sure, are these properly airtight? Have I fastened them enough? Is the air still getting in? Who knows? And I do find that with my drugstore mascaras, they do tend to dry out quicker than the high-end ones that I've used in the past, which again is really annoying, isn't it? And I've got this one from Maybelline, and actually some of the Maybelline mascaras do have that click. I think this one did. Is it? Yeah, that one did have a little click. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah, this one does have a little click. However, I don't like this as a mascara. It just, what does it say it does? It says it's the waterproof, the false is surreal. It just didn't give me as much volume as I like, and it just didn't really do anything for my lashes. Much prefer this one. But even so, even with my Maybelline mascaras that I've had that I've liked, in particular the Lash Sensational, you know, the pink one, the one in the pink tube, I do like that. But even with that one, it doesn't last as long without drying out as some of my higher end ones do. So that has always annoyed me as well. Now, obviously, these products are not as expensive as their high-end counterparts, are they? So, you know, you have to expect there to be some drawback somewhere. And that's fine. I do. As I say, I don't expect particularly fancy packaging. I don't expect mirrors and, you know, things to come in a box and out a box, you know, and things like that. But I do expect things to work for a decent length of time, and I don't expect the packaging to break as easily as it does sometimes with some of these products. And I do expect a decent range of shades in foundations, enough to suit most people. Okay, you know, if you're very, very pink, or if you're very, very yellow, or very, very olive, or something like that, you might struggle. Um, but then I don't know. I mean, should you have to struggle, really? I think in this day and age, there should be a decent match somewhere for everybody, I personally think. I mean, when you look at some of the higher end brands, MAC are supposed to be very good, aren't they, for foundation shades? I don't know. I've always struggled a bit with MAC personally with their foundation shades. But I know that if I go to Lancome or if I go to Dior, I will always get a really, really good foundation shade match. But you pay the price, don't you? There's always going to be pros and cons. So anyway, I had a little mishap this morning with this that really annoyed me. So it just spurred me on to make this video. It's only makeup, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world, but you know, when you're spending your money, you're spending your hard-earned money on these products, you do kind of want some value out of them, don't you? So let me know, what are your biggest frustrations when it comes to drugstore makeup? I love it. I think there are some real gems out there, but there are some drawbacks as well. I guess like anything in life, there's pros and there's cons, isn't there? What are we going to do? Anyway, let me know, what do you think? Let's get a discussion going in the comments. Let's all vent our frustrations and get everything off our chests, and I will see you again, hopefully in a much better mood and a much more positive frame of mind next time. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.